Hilchas Rotzeich Ushmiras Nefesh Perik Sheni. Kol haherik chaveri biyodei. Kigen sheikol b'sayev, be'evan hamimisa, shechon kiat shemes, sorfe be'esh, hail v'harge mikol mokim, hu ba'atzmei, is hareze nereg bebezin. So if he himself killed, regardless of how he killed, with a knife, with a stone, he choked him, he burnt him, whatever he did, but if he did it with his own hands, he went ahead and killed the person, so then he's nereg bebezin. However, aval hasecher, he didn't kill him himself. He go ahead and hired someone to kill someone. He sent his servants to kill him. He caused him to die, which means he tied him up and he left him in front of a lion, and the lion killed him. A person kills himself. Is kolechad mielu shefach dam. They go into the category of a shefach dam. V'havein hariga biyode. He has the iser of killing. V'chayiv misa l'shamayim. V'ein ba misas bezin. The din of misas bezin is only when a person kills someone biyode. When a person kills someone biyode, so then there's a din of misas bezin. Masha'inkin, if a person gets someone to get killed, in other words, he hires someone to kill him, he sends his servants to kill the person, or he ties him up and he leaves him in front of a lion, or kiyetze bazeh. And the Ram also says someone that's herigas atzmei, l'chura herigas atzmei, obviously you can't kill him, but the point is that for being herigas atzmei, there's a chiyuv misa, there's an iser. A person has no right to chas v'sholom be herigas atzmei, and a person that's a herigas atzmei is a shefach dam, and be'emes is chayiv misa, lepel, they don't kill him. The Bezdin doesn't kill him. All these cases of a person hiring someone to kill someone, sending his avodim, being kefes l'fnei ari, and al derech the herigas atzmei, is someone that did an avera which is be'emes chayiv misa, but lepel ain't Bezdin memisnesi. Uminayin shekenu adin, that this din is that when you kill someone yourself, mamish biyodayim, then you're chayiv misa in Bezdin. Mashenk in the other cases, you're chayiv misa l'shamayim, but not ayidei Bezdin. So it says shenamar shefach dam ha'odam ba'odam dam yishafach. So this din shefach dam ha'odam, someone that spills someone's blood, is ba'odam dam yishafach. His blood should be spilled by Adam. This is someone that actually killed with his own hands. That's this pasuk. Shefer dam Adam ba'adam dam yishafach. And then it says, as dimchem lenafshisechem edresh, ze heilig atzmi. That's as dimchem lenafshisechem edresh. That the Eibishter will be derish from the person if he killed himself. And miyad kol chaya edreshenu. It says miyad kol chaya edreshenu zamesa chavere lefnei chaya letorfei. Miyad ha'odam miyad ish achiv edresh is nefesh ha'odam. Za secher larigas chavere. And by all of them it says edresh. It says as dimchel nafshisechem edresh, and it says miyad kol chaya edreshenu, and then it says miyad ha'odam miyad ish achiv edresh is nefesh ha'odam. So lashon edresh means the Eibishter will be derish. Za nachamal miyad ha'odam miyad ish achiv edresh is nefesh ha'odam. Za secher larigas chavere ubeferish nema b'shloshtam, side by the behema and side by the chaya and side b'negea ayidei shliach. I'm sorry, someone that's meiser chaveri lefnei chaya letorfei. That's miyad kol chaya edreshenu and miyad ish achiv, and also as dimchel and nafshisechem edresh. By all of them, ubeferish nema b'shloshtam lashon drisha is memela haridina masul l'shemaim. That's the taich edresh. Aber v'chol elu haratzchonim u'keisebem she'einam mechuyav misas bezin im rotze melech Yisrael lahargam b'din hamalchus v'takonos ha'elu marishus b'yadi. So there's a seder of bezin where bezin paskins al pi dini atera, and the dini atera is that a person that heri b'yadayim he gets killed, and a person wasn't heri b'yadayim is midei shamayim. But there's another din. There's din hamelech. Hamelech could, in order to make law and order, the melech could go ahead and kill in order he could be geizer misa on a person for doing something wrong. So there's also, but then hamalchus with takonos elam, that he could go, or shuz biyad, he could go and kill someone that kills someone through one of these methods, which is not chayiv misa yidei bezin, but on the other end, bezin, melech could go ahead and kill him. V'cheinum ro bezin lahargim behirasha. Sometimes bezin could also like put on this hat of being, so to speak, instituting law and order, even not als bezin. So in other words, there's a din of bezin where they paskin dini atera, the way it says in Torah, the way it says in Pashta Deira when you chayiv misa. And then there's another musig of bezin going ahead and instituting law and order shalei al pi seder of the normal dinei atera, a din of behira shah im hoisa shah tzricha lekach is yesh lam rishus. That's also something which is in the rishus of Bezdin, kefi mashiru, as Bezdin will see fit. Now harei shalei hargam hamelech v'lei hoisa shah tzricha lekach lechazik hadavar. So the pale he didn't end up being killed. Is Hari Bezdin chayav mikol mokim lahakesam makar rabba akreva lemisa. In other words, he should be punished very severely. This person, which caused someone to die, even though he didn't kill him biyadayim, but he actually caused the person to die. Either he hired someone to kill him, or he tied him up in front of a behemoth. So lepel, he ended up causing him to die. So Bezdin should go ahead lahakesam makar rabba akreva lemisa, to hit him so much that he'd be close to death, and laosram b'motzir or b'motzik, and to lock them up in a place which is a very uncomfortable situation, shanim rabbis, or litzarem b'chol minitzar, and to cause them a lot of pain. Whereas these people, even if you're not killing them, but they shouldn't be going free, and they should be hurt, and they should be pained, and they should be locked up for many years. Kidei lahafchid or la'ayim al sh'ara rishoim, in order for other rishoim to be afraid. In other words, they'll see. In other people, other people which are rishoim, which would be willing to go ahead and kill people in a way that they won't get killed. So in other words, they'll go ahead and hire someone to do it, or they'll tie him up in front of a behemoth, which is in a way that he won't get killed. And they're not going to be afraid to do it because they know that that person doesn't get killed. So therefore, they have to know that if a person does that, even though he doesn't get killed by Bezdin in the normal way, where there's a din misasi b'sayev, but there's the special din of vahirig, which gets killed by Bezdin. Over here, there's a special punishment that he'll get, which is a very, very terrible punishment, that he'll be hurt in a way which is karev l'misa, and locked up many years in very, very uncomfortable situation. So memela, so a person would never even think of doing something of this nature. Halacha vav echad hahirig is hagodl eis hakotten ben yemei ben zocher ben nekeva hareze nereg olav im hareg bezodin. So the chi of misa that you get for killing someone, regardless if he was a godl, a cotton, a zocher, or a nekeva, if you kill the person bezodin, you get killed. A goyla, or you go to golus im hareg b'shogaga. Abavahu, that's only shekol lechadosha. We're talking about a person that was a full-term baby. So maybe we'll tell him, even a child, a baby, but he was a full-term baby. It was a kol lechadosha. Avalim neilad lepachas mitisha chadashim. He wasn't a full-term baby. So then is hareu kenefel ad sheyash shleishim yem. He has a din of a nefel until he was alive for 30 days. Once he's alive for 30 days, he's established as a bar kayoma. And therefore, someone that kills someone that wasn't kol lechadosha, he kills him during those 30 days, is ein nereg, he's not killed for killing that person, because that person is not considered a bar kayoma. Now, this din of killing a person is echad hahirig is habari. If someone's a healthy person, is achela netalamus, even someone that's ill and he's about to die. Vafila harig is agesis. Agesis is someone that's very, very close to death, and he's very ill. Is nevertheless, a person goes ahead and kills either someone that's healthy, someone that's sick, even someone that's very, very close to death. Nevertheless, nerigolov. That's talking about when he's a goises, he's naturally close to death. In other words, he's naturally close to death. Avim hoya goises b'deyodam. In other words, he became a goises. The reason why he's close to death is because he was hurt by people. Kigen shehiku achenot olamus bariu goises. In other words, he was beaten to the extent where he's about to die. So then, someone that kills someone that was beaten and about to die, that person is not killed through Bezdin. So again, you're not allowed to kill such a person. But on the other end, so again, if a person is naturally became a goises, even if he's ill, it's a natural illness. No, it's not something that people did to him, something that he's right now in a massive of being a goises. So then, as long as he's not a treif, as we'll see b'hamshech, so then he has a din of a chai, and therefore if you kill him, you chai misa. Mashenkin, someone that became a goises through makis adam, so then that person, if someone goes ahead and kills him, he's not nereg olav. That's the din of a goises. Now what about a treifa? Halacha ches. Hahoirig is a treifa. If a person kills someone that's a treifa, Afal pisha oichel v'shoiso mahalach b'shuk. This person, when you look at the person, he seems like a regular person. He's oichel v'shoiso mahalach b'shuk. Nevertheless, harei zeh potim b'din yodem. So he's potim b'din yodem. Rambam sun taichab what a treif is. V'chol adam b'cheska sholim. Normally, when you look at a person, you assume he's a sholim. You don't assume he's a treifa. And therefore, vaherge, someone that kills him is nereg. You're not saying that maybe he's a treifa. Achi yevada b'vadisha is a treifa. Unless you know for a fact that this person is a treifa, we assume that he's not a treifa, and therefore he's nereg. Achi yevada b'vadisha is a treifa. V'yemer horefim sheb'maka zu ein lo ta'ola ba'odam. He has a certain illness, a certain makkah, not an illness. He has a certain makkah. There's something in his body, a wound in his body, which there's no way of healing. Uba Yamas, and he'll definitely die with this heal. We'll learn Behemshah that it means he'll die within a year. Unless something else kills him first. But this is an illness, or no, it's not only an illness, it's something which is a makkah. Makkah means that there's something, a wound, somewhere like a hole in the heart, a hole in the lung, as we'll learn Behemshah. And then, and he has that, and that can be healed. So he'll definitely die from that. And therefore, if a person kills a treifa, so you don't get killed. There's nacham alaherig is a treifa. So even though this person seems quite healthy, but lepel, since he's a treifa, and a treifa means that the reifim say that he has a makkah, which that makkah can't be healed and he'll definitely die from that makkah, so then you don't get killed for killing a treifa. So if a person's a goisis, a person's mamish on his deathbed, but lepel, he's not a treifa, he doesn't have some makkah, which the reifim say that this makkah is something ain't to all. He's just ill. He's ill. He's old. He's a very old man. So nevertheless, he's sick even. But lepeil, he has a din of a chai, and therefore, if you kill a goisis, you chayiv misa. A treifa looks much healthier than a goisis. A goisis looks like he's about to die. Rev gesis and levisa. But a treifa looks much healthier than a goisis. But lepeil, since he has a wound, through that wound, the doctors say that he can't be healed from that wound. That wound he's going to die. So Mimele, he has a din of a treifa. That's how the Rambam is magder a treifa. And lepeil, that's how the Rambam magder a treifa. Now there's also a mitzvah of a goisis, that a goisis of b'dei adam. I know the person was hurt by people, and as a result of the fact that he was hurt by people, it doesn't say that he has that wound, but he was hurt by people. He was hit by he was hit, let's say, by people, and Mamela, as a result of that, he's about to die as a result of those hits of people that came b'dei adam. He ku achenot olamos vareu geises. So then he's taka also not killed. So he's nachamal. A regular geises b'dei shemayim yinerigolov. A treifa you're not nerigolov, and al derez a geises b'dei adam you're also not nerigolov. Halacha tes. Adam treifa sheharigas hanefesh nerag shenamar uviyarta harom mikirbecha. So we see from here that the etzem regular din that you're supposed to kill a ritzeach wouldn't be enough to explain why you kill a treifa. You need an extra pasuk uviyarta harom mikirbecha. So Ram Morach brings from the Kevet Shiurim that since lepel a treifa l'gabi certain dinim is choshev kemes, so there would be a svara that from the word meis yumas you wouldn't be able to learn out to kill a treifa because he's already choshev kemes. So therefore you need this extra limud of the v'yarta haram mikirbecha to teach us that a treifa shaharag is nerag. Now v'hu sheyarig b'fnei bezin. When do we say a treifa shaharag is nerag? Only when he kills b'fnei bezin. Aval b'fnei edim is potter. Why? Because shema yizemu v'imhuzmu eina nerogim sharelizomu elolarik treifa. The din is that edus shiyat yochel azima doesn't have a din of edus. So these edim that are saying edus about a treifa, if you'll be mazim these edim, they won't get killed, because lepels they were only trying to kill a treifa. So memela you can't kill them. So memela they go into the gather of edus shiyat yochel azima. Memela you can't believe them. Lashon Rambam Shema Yezemu, a little bit of Shvera Lashon. The Kudim as Advarim is that even if Yezemu is Einon Nerogim, and therefore they have a din of Eidim Sheinat Yachal Azima, V'chol Eidah Shein Royal Azama, Eina Eidos Bin in Nefashis. The Rambam says that's a din in Nefashis, that it has to be Eidah Shat Yachal Azima, is Nachamal. So if you have a treifa Shaharigas Adam, and Eidim saw him do it, so you can't, the Eidim can't say there are goddess Eidus and Bezin, because since these Eidim, if you'll be mazim them, so they won't be nerag, because it's Eidus, they try to kill a treifa, so therefore you don't accept their Eidus. So therefore the only way you'll be able to kill a treifel because he was harag. If he was harag b'fnei bezdin. Now the shaila is l'chura. The din is that if a person was harag b'fnei bezdin, so the din is ein eid nasadayin l'gabi dinim ominous, because it has to be v'hitzilu eida. So l'chura, if he in front of bezdin, how could bezdin go ahead and kill him? L'chura, there's a din ein eid nasadayin l'gabi dinim nefashis. So on that the Kevet Shiurim also, the same Kevet Shiurim, he says that this is a psanayer din. It's not the regular din of killing a Rotzeich. The regular din of killing a Rotzeich is not talking about a trefa. But over here there's a special din of a v'yarta hara mikirbecha. And that din of v'yarta hara mikirbecha could be even if the Bezdin saw him kill the person, so mitzad of v'yarta hara mikirbecha, Bezdin could kill. It's a chidush. Halacha Yud. Echad aherig es Yisrael, aherig evet knaini, harei ze nergalov. Because the Evet Knani also has a din of a yid, legabi, that if you kill him, you nerag, v'im harag b'shgoga, and if you killed either a yid or an Evet Knani, is geila. Halacha Yudalef. The Lashon the Rambam says, Barishena mishaharag, but they changed the girsa that it's Yisrael shaharag ger teshav, einei nerag ola bebezin. A Yisrael that killed a ger teshav, he's not nerag ola bebezin. This is bedin shamayim be'emes, you're supposed to lachid, there's a chi of lachese. So he has a chi of klapi shamayim for killing a ger teshav. But bebezin, there's no chi of to kill. There's a person that killed a ger teshav is not chayiv misa bebezin. Shname v'chiyozu dish al reyeu. The din of chayiv misa for killing someone is al reyeu, someone that's a Yisrael. Ve'in tzorach leimer knows even a ger teshav is ein nereg olav. Ve'in tzorach leimer she'ein nereg al goy. If he kills a goy, avadi is not nereg. Now ve'echod aherig is eved acherim, aherig avdei harei zen nereg olav. The Rambam said before in Halacha Yud that aherig is eved is also nereg olav. So this eved means sai his own eved and sai aherig avdei harei zen nereg olav. Ha'eved kibul olav mitzvahs v'neisav al nachlas Hashem. So Memel he goes into the parsha of the person v'chiyozidish al reyeu because he's neisav al nachlas Hashem. Now lepel, even though the din is that a person kills his own eved, he's nereg olav. But lepel there's a chiluk ma bin avdei le'eved acherim. Sha'avdei is yeshli reshus la'kesi. Be'emes a person has reshus to be makkeh his avdei. Lefichach im miko ako sheyesh bo kedei lehamis em v'not olamus v'omad esrim v'arba shoyz v'achar kach mes is lehoya nereg olav. Afal pisha mes machmas amakkeh. So in other words, even though Moshe, if he would have given someone else such a makkeh, and that person would eventually die. So since he died, machmas amakkeh is chayev. By the eved, since the eved he has a reshus lakeu, so mele the din is that when a person is makkeh his own eved, and that eved was omad esrim v'arba shoyz, so the din is he doesn't get killed. Shenema le yukam ki kasbehu. And when does it says mao yem yemayim yem shu ki yemayim shu meslas? In other words, im yem yemayim yamet. So the then is le yukam ki kasbehu. You know, since he's kasbe, so he had a right to hit him, and since he had a right to hit him, and lepeil he was omat for 24 hours, so therefore he's not nerek. Aval hamaka evet she'ena shalei afilu mes lacher kama yomim machmas hamaka. A beheil v'hiko kedei lehamis is harei nerek olav kisharb necher. So nachma, when a person kills someone else's, when a person hits someone else's eved, if that person eventually dies from this makkah, so you chayiv misa, just like by every yid. Whenever a person hits someone, and lepel, even Ram will say later, a year later, but he died because of this makkah, so he's chayiv misa. Mashenka, when a person hits his own eved, so if that person died right away, this is within 24 hours, so then you are chayiv misa, even for hitting your own eved. Mashenka, if you hit him a hakah sheyesh b'kedei lamas, and lepel he was not to lamas, but lepel he didn't die for 24 hours, so then there's no chiyuv misa. Now that the Rambam says Yiroli, Halacha Yudalit, Yiroli, Shamakis Avdei Besaken Vesayif E Be'evin Ve'egrev U'Kiyetzebem V'Amdu L'Misa U'Mes Eine B'Din Yom Yomayim. This special din that when a person hits his own eved and lepel that eved stayed alive for 24 hours, you're not chayiv misa, is not talking about when you hit him with a knife or with a stone or with an egrev, with a fist, and lepel amdu l'misa, and lepel he lasted 24 hours and then he died. Even if it took a year for him to die, is nereg olav. Because lekach nema b'shevet. There's v'chiyaki ishes avdei is amosi b'shevet. B'shevet means a stick. Shalinos noteru lishus la'kesi ele b'shevet or makol ritzua kiyetzvem. And there's a stick or a strap or something which is something not so strong. V'lei b'akos ritzicha, but not to hit him with a takabahako, which be'etzem ritzicha. So if you hit him with a shevet or with a ritzua and lepeli, he ends up dying. So if he dies within 24 hours, then you're chayiv. If he dies after 24 hours, then you're not chayiv. Mashengen, if you hit him with an evan or an egref or a sayiv, so you never had a right to hit him in the first place with such a instrument. So then you're chayiv even if it took longer than 24 hours. That's the chiddush of the Ram. The Ram saying you're only. Halacha tezvov. Hamecher avdei. Upasak imei sheyishamshenu shleishim yem. He made a deal that he's taka selling him, but for 30 days he has to work for him. And v'hiko echad mem b'techa shleishim yem v'hem misei. So then, as Arez and Nerigolov, whoever, either inside the buyer and inside the seller, whether either of them, any of them, if they hit him and he died, so even though he died after 24 hours, Arez and Nerigolov, v'eini b'din yemi yamayim. Harisha in the first one, the fisheini kaspe amyuchadle, he sold him. V'hasheni the fisheini adayin tachtav. So the din is dafka, and ever it has to be leyukam ki kaspehu, and it has to be only an eved which is tachtov, which is working from right now. So the first one is no longer kaspehu, and the second one is the vayla not working for him. He's not working for him. V'chein halacha tezayin v'chein mishachetzi eved chetzi ben chein, or the eved shel shnei shutfim is also eini b'din yemu yamayim shari eini le'achad mem kaspe amyuchadle. It's neither of them's kaspe amyuchadle. Lefichach nergal of kisharam is nachamol. An eved that belongs to somebody and that person hits him. So if he hits him with a shevet or with a ritzua, and that person would, and that be'emes, it was yesh b'kidei lahamas. But on the other end, he lasted for 24 hours. So then he's not nereg. Mashenkin, if he would hit avdei shalacherim in such a situation, he would be nereg. And al derezeh, if he hits his own eved, and that eved lepeli hit him not with a ritzua or a shevet, but he hit him with a barzel, a sayiv, or a sakin. So then he never had a right to hit him like that in the first place. So even if it lasted more than 24 hours, he's nereg.